I got my first CloudWorks Pro service call, and it was a pretty good one. I wanted to share with you my experience from my very first ticket. My name is Michael, and I'm with Field Tech Academy, and my goal is to help technicians understand the IT contracting industry. Let's get into it. This is the CloudWorks Pro app. Right now, they do not have a web-based interface, so you're strictly going to have to use the app. Since the job is completed, it's going to show up under Your Jobs. You have different tabs along the top. Obviously, if you had scheduled jobs, they'd be here. Something that you still needed to finalize would be here. If you had finished it and waiting for the buyer to approve it, it would be here. And finally, this is where the jobs are once they're completed and waiting for payment. As you can see, this job paid $1,730. That's pretty good pay for a first ticket. If you're curious what kind of ticket pays like this, I'll show you some of the details of what I did. When you open the ticket, you've got several tabs. If we click on the description tab, it'll show us more details about the job. Obviously, this was a pretty extensive job. It involved putting in a gateway, a power distribution unit, and actually going into each hotel room and installing a wall plate, terminating cables, testing in every single room. So this took about 29 labor hours. So if you extrapolate that out, it was about $58 an hour. Normally, I do calls for $65 an hour, $75 an hour, and sometimes even $100 an hour. So 58 is lower per hour, but this is a block of 29 hours. I'm willing to make a trade-off for a big block of hours. If you've never seen the CloudWorks Pro app, I'll show you just a couple more things about it. The Contacts tab is obviously going to show you any of the contacts for the job that you're doing. This will give you an example of how the tasks are set up that you have to do before you can complete the job for payment. It has a photo tab where you can upload all your photos. In this case, you can see there's labels on the photos. They have specific requirements that we've fulfilled on this. This is already approved for payment. It's a nice picture of the rack area. And of course, the most important part is the pay. Let's take a look over here. We'll see our scheduled time and our payments. First thing I want you to notice is that we started this on the 8th, worked for 2 or 3 days, finished it on the 10th. So that's the 29 hours. Took a day or so to get everything closed out. And now, today is the 10th of February. So we're just at 30 days since the job was completed. This ticket was actually approved for payment just a couple of days ago. So this is the first time I've done a job for them, and the payment was approved within 30 days. According to CloudWork Pro, you should be able to get paid in about 14 days. Now, this may be because it's my first job with them and I haven't yet set up their Hyperwallet, which I'm going to show you in the next video. So tune into that. I'm going to go through the whole process to set up my first payment. In theory, their jobs are supposed to pay in about 14 days. Since this is the first job, maybe that's a little bit delayed, but even if it is a 28 to 30 day payout, that's not unreasonable. The best part about all this, there are no fees. With Field Nation, I would have lost $173 in fees at a minimum. If you were a tech that didn't have commercial liability insurance and some of the other little details, you could lose even more than that. So even though I'm netting $58 an hour, I didn't lose $173 to fees plus. I think CloudWork Pro is a pretty amazing platform, and I really hope if you're a buyer listening to this that you start routing tickets on CloudWork Pro. If you got value today, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Be sure to check out my whole channel. I've got videos on tool loadouts, on tips and tricks, and on specific platforms like Field Nation and Work Market. And I even have a client list available that you can sign up for different clients than just these 2 or 3 platforms that you may have heard of, and you can work for 20 to 30 companies and really make a decent amount of living in the IT contracting industry. As always, let's get you out in the field making money. I'll see you in the next video.